Hello guys, today we are going to start our discussion on the 22 points of ulama. This 22 points of ulama is a constitutional proposal that was given by 31 leading ulama who held a convention in Karachi in 1950s, and this convention was attended by ulamas belonging to almost all sects, and after a thorough discussion of 3 days they had concluded 22 points. That was some sort of suggestions to the constituent assembly, that they were suggesting that the constitution should be in this way or that way. Convention was held in Karachi from 21st to 24th January 1951, and it was attended by 31 leading ulama. These ulama included Maulana Habibur Rahman from East Pakistan, Maulana Muhammad Shah from East Pakistan, Maulana Raghib Ehsan from East Pakistan, and Sayyid Abul Alal Maududi and Sayyid Sulaiman Nadwi, Maulana Shamsul Haq Afghani, Maulana Ehtishamul Haq Thanvi, Maulana Muhammad Yusuf Bijnori, Maulana Ahmad Ali Bijnori, and Maulana Hafiz Kifayat Hussain Mujtahid. So these were some few of the leading ulamas who had attended this convention. The total number of ulamas who had attended these conventions was 31, and they were from different sects of Islam. They held a 3-day convention from 21st to 24th January 1951 in Karachi, and at the end of the day, on the 24th January, they proposed 22 points. These are called the 22 points of ulama in the constitutional history of Pakistan. What they had proposed, the first one was they said that all sovereignty belongs to Allah. They proposed that the sovereign of Pakistan must be Allah, since being Muslims, it is the basic concept of Islam that sovereignty belongs to Allah, and all laws of the country should conform to Quran and Sunnah. They propose that no legislature shall be allowed to make any law which shall be repugnant to Quran and Sunnah, and the foundation of the state should be streamlined according to the precepts of Islam. They propose that the Pakistan shall be an Islamic state, and the state should adopt the principle of Amr bil Maruf and Nahi anil Munkar. Amr bil Maruf and Nahi anil Munkar, these are two Islamic principles. Amr bil Maruf means a order to do the true thing, and Nahi anil Munkar is that avoid or forbid somebody from doing wrong deeds. So they propose that the state should adopt such principles, that they should promote good things and they should prohibit bad deeds. And they propose that the foreign policy of country shall be modeled on the unity of Millat Islamia. That is, they proposed to have good relations, friendly relations with other Muslim countries, and they proposed that Pakistan should formulate their foreign policy while making their foreign policy. Our foreign policy experts must keep in their mind that they have to consider the Islamic world first, and they will not incline towards any such a country, or they will not make friendly relations with a country which is hostile to the Islamic world. And they propose that state shall provide basic amenities to all citizens, that is, to provide basic education, health, child care, shelter, food, medicine. All these must be the responsibility of state, and they said that in simple words, they propose that Pakistan shall be a welfare state. And they said that no citizen shall be deprived of basic rights without a legal action. They propose that our legal system should be made in such a way that nobody should be deprived of basic rights. Everybody should have the right to protect himself in court of law, and The ninth point, they said that all the Islamic sects will be allowed to preach their beliefs, keeping within the limits of law. Uh, in other words, they were proposing that all Islamic sects must be allowed to profess their religion and to propagate their concepts, but that must be within law. That is, they must not go against another sect, right? They can propagate their own sect, but they cannot go against other sect. And all non-Muslims shall enjoy full freedom of religion and worship. That is, the non-Muslims shall be allowed to go to their respective worship places. For example, Hindus shall be allowed to go to temples, and Christians shall be allowed to go to church, and state must not interfere in their religious matters. And all non-Muslims shall enjoy rights equal to the Muslims. That there shall be no discrimination on religious grounds. That is, giving some more luxuries to Muslims and depriving other minorities. This shall not be the case. All rights which are given to Muslims shall also be given to non-Muslims as well. And they propose that the head of state would always be a Muslim, and the head of state shall be in charge of administration, some sort of presidential system they were proposing, right? And the head of state shall adopt system of shura, carry out the business of the state. Shura is a Islamic terminology. In simple words, we can say in Islamic terminology, shura means the cabinet, right? The cabinet means shura in Islamic terminology. And they were saying that the president must be the powerful, or the head of the state, whatever you call, either president or prime minister, must be the most powerful office in the country. He must be in charge of the administration, and he should adopt a system of shura. He should make a cabinet from the people's representatives, and he must be bound to follow their suggestions. And they said that the head of state shall not be authorized to suspend the constitution without the consent of Majlis-e-Shura. That is, the head of state must be under the constitution. He must not be allowed to suspend the constitution or do something, or make some changes in the constitution without the consent of Majlis-e-Shura. It is the according in this, it was proposed that it must be the Majlis-e-Shura which have the right to make amendments in the constitution or suspending the constitution, not the head of the state. The electoral body of the head of state shall enjoy power to dismiss him, and the head of the state shall not be above the law. For removal of the head of the state, this must be decided by the electoral body of the head of the state, which will be obviously some sort of a legislative body, which had elected the president, or the head of the state. That body must be allowed, or body must possess the right to dismiss the head of the state at any occasion if they feel that he's not doing his duties well. And the head of state shall not be above the law. The rule of law should be practiced in the country. And they said that all the citizens of the state shall enjoy equal legal status. There shall not be any sort of discrimination on the basis of gender, caste, creed, or religion, or language, or anything. All of them must be equal in eyes of law. And judiciary will be kept free from executive. That is, executive and legislature must not have any sort of influence in the judiciary, because this could hamper, or this could harm the independence of judiciary, as a result of which the free and fair and good justice could not be practiced. And the propagation of ideas contradicting to the teaching of Islam shall be prohibited. That is, no such an idea or any idea shall be allowed to propagate in the country which is contradictory constitute to the Islam. And all the organs of state shall work under the control of center. That is, the central power must have the supreme authority, and all the organs of state shall work under the central power. And the constitution will be formed in the light of Holy Quran and Sunnah. That is, Quran and Sunnah should be taken as the source to make the constitution. All laws shall be made according to the Quran and the Holy Sunnah. Thank you for joining. Take care. Goodbye.